Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And just like Ashley Blanc that we showcased a couple months ago, another classic deck has kind of made a comeback in this meta, in this patch, and that is Shen Jarvan. And the reason this deck has been doing so well recently, even though it loses pretty badly Nila, to Nila Jana, it does really well against all the other mid-range decks that are very popular in the current meta. So it does well versus Scouts, versus Gnar Darius, right? So it's doing well versus these mid-range decks. So it's like one of those decks like, yeah, you're losing against one deck, but then you're beating like a bunch of other decks, and it makes it a great deck for especially a tournament setting. So don't be surprised with the Runeterra opening happening tomorrow, or for my APAC friends happening tonight, you probably gonna see a lot of Shen Jarvan being played just because again it does very well into a lot of mid-range decks that you might see in the tournament. So that's why I wanted to showcase it to you all right before the Runeterra open. So hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. If you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also join our channel and become a member. Check that out below. We have 2 different tiers that give you some cool additional perks as a viewer of our channel. So hope you enjoy the games, and I'll see you at the end for some mulligan tips and in-depth breakdown. In this match, we're going against aggro. So Annie Jhin. The problem here is that we do play Spirit's Refuge, right? So that is going to be a problem for the opponent that they're going to have to watch out for. I don't mind the Shen. Okay, maybe 2 Shens is too much, but we did get a 3-drop to allow us to still have a pretty nice curve. We don't have the Spirit's Refuge, but my 3-drops, my units do have a little bit more health than the usual aggro units. I only have 2 power. We even get a 1-drop too. As long as this is not Annie, I should be okay. If this is an Annie, then this is gonna have to die anyways. Like if this is a Legion Saboteur, then I just block it with the Caretaker, right? If it's an Annie, then we'll just have to pass and just take the 2. We could play this Broadwind and then Pioneer, and we can actually get the health from the Pioneer as well. That will keep us a little bit healthy. So we can go like this. We'll have the Shen barrier next turn if needed. I actually think maybe I don't play Shen on turn 4. Maybe I play like Badger Bear. That way we can just play this as a block, like as a unit that has. Okay, well, I'm just gonna pass here. I'm not even gonna attack because I don't want the opponent to develop another unit. Okay, yeah, so I definitely like the idea of playing Shen on their next attack turn instead of playing it on our attack turn. Because we don't need the Shen because the Annie has 0 damage. We don't really need the Shen for this stuff right here, right?
What we do is so much bigger than us.
I'm a little bit annoyed if this is a Disintegrate. I think I still drop the Pioneer here. I'm still gonna drop the Pioneer. If it is a second Annie, then this will die for free, which kind of concerns me. I'm gonna have to at least block the station, I think, right? I think we always block at least the station. We have 2 challengers. Maybe we actually take this Annie hit and just play Caretaker and Badger Bear. But the opponent could technically have 2 stuns for next turn. Like they could have the Witness and a second station, or they could have the Sunhawk. I guess the Sunhawk, I would eat up the Sunhawk with the Badger Bear, so that wouldn't really be a big punish. You have to attack, right? You have to attack because you have the Ephemeral. You can't just pass here. Maybe they have Pirouette, but I'm still gonna block here with this, even if you do the Pirouette. And that means that if you do Pirouette, that means that you don't have access to Disintegrate. Yeah, so you go for the Pirouette. That's a good Pirouette actually, because what it does is that it forces me to block that stagehand and sacrifice my Pioneer. And I think that's worth it, even if we lose the Challenger here. We know that the opponent has Jhin. We don't have a single combat. Yeah, so we go like this. This Annie's gonna level up. So the opponent's gonna get access to their Tivers, right? We do have multiple blocker. We do have a lot of units, right? That's the benefit here. So we can go Badger Bear, and then we can go Caretaker. It's not difficult for the opponent to just stun this broad window. So maybe I should just open attack. Yeah, maybe I should just open attack. Yeah, the open attack was better. The open attack was better.
I want to play a game of
I got greedy here. The open attack was always better just because it would have stopped the Annie from leveling up, which would have definitely been worth it for us. At least it would have forced like a fervor or something, which the opponent only had the Annie to target with. So we'll go like this. Now the opponent could have Jhin next turn, but again, we're gonna just play this Shen. That's a nice blocker. The Annie stunning us is again kind of frustrating because I gave that to them. Like I literally gave that to them, right? Actually, I just open attack. The Tivers is gonna be a problem because the Tivers will be able to kind of pop all my units as well as stun. Don't know why I didn't open attack. I got a ton of vision so hard at playing these two units, but I could have just played that after we open attack. I guess opponent could have just been able to play Jhin there, but if they play Jhin, I think I also would have been okay with that. No Spirit's Refuge is a little bit frustrating. No single combat either to stop a fervor. So there's two things that we need here, right? Single combat.
What good's power if you're not gonna
So then we just go like this, and now the opponent's attack becomes a lot worse, right? Because now I have a unit with a barrier that can just block. Like even this, I just block with the Shen, and yeah, I get stunned and I lose the barrier, but that's all I'm gonna lose here. The opponent does get the Jhin trigger, unfortunately for us, so they still get to push 1 damage.
Come on.
We'll go like this. Cool. Here's the question. Do I get greedy again and play the Screeching Dragon? Probably, right? I think at this point, Screeching Dragon makes sense to me. I guess opponent could have... Or do we just go Sending Thousand Tails? Make these units not be blocked by the Savager stuff? I like the Sending Thousand Tails. It gives me access to, there we go, single combat and stuff like this. Even if the opponent plays Tivers here, like, these units are going to be difficult for the opponent to deal with. And it also means that the Shen doesn't die to the Tivers, right? So yeah, you stun this guy, but like, you're going to have to block. You're going to have to block everywhere else. Like, you're going to have to block everywhere else, right? I guess technically this one is a good block if the opponent blocks with the Tivers, but I want them to trade. I think at this point I want them to trade. You can block here and here and get rid of the 2 caretakers, but you lose your overwhelm. These units, you can block with Tivers, but then they're gonna be, you know, they're gonna be at 1 HP, right? Now the Jhin can be killed by the single combat, that's why I also like the Sending Thousand Tails better. Unfortunately, we didn't get the Spirit's Refuge, which would have been the other thing that I needed. If the opponent actually doesn't block the Caretaker and decides to keep this Overwhelm, I think that's a mistake. Because I still have a unit with 5 HP here that's going to be a good blocker into the Prefect. What I need, the good thing is that because the Jhin can only go up to 4 HP even when he levels up, we will have access to the single combat to be able to kill the Jhin as soon as the opponent plays the Jhin. I think, oh man, so this is like forcing the opponent to literally have to kill us next turn. We know they have a spell in their hand, which is Fervor, because they had it on the stack. So we know they have a Fervor. We have Refreshments, we have single combat, we have Barrier here, right? Like, we have 8 mana, so we can literally go Broadwind, Refreshment, single combat, and then Barrier or Form Up as a backup. And I don't think the opponent will be able to kill us from there. Yeah, you can have your Omen Hawk as much as you want. It's gonna punish this one, which is fine. We'll go here. Play a second Broadwind, give ourselves another blocker. We know the opponent has like a Fervor. We have Barrier. We have single combat. We have Form Up. We can block the Annie with the 4/4. if we need to. I guess no, because I need a... Yeah, because we can block this with Shen. Block this here. Okay, and there you go. Alright, so then we just go like this.
And it brings down a lot.
Yeah, I guess we just... Honestly, I'm down to give... No, if I give them this, it's too easy for them to have the fervor there, right? What if we go for it? What if we go for it? Have them try to fervor this, and then we just barrier. I want to bait out the fervor. I want to bait out the fervor here. And then we just barrier and stop the fervor. If I bait out this fervor now, then this single combat accomplished both things I wanted it to do. Killing the Jhin and getting rid of the fervor. And I think opponent just saw that. I think opponent just realized that if they do that, they get really punished by a moral support. They can even get punished by the form up as well. But I'm going to keep the form up as a way to push lethal into the opponent. Now, the Annie is the annoying part, right? This Annie gets to stick on the field no matter what we do. Opponent will get to stun another one of my units here because the Jin's Lotus Trap will activate. Yeah, the Jin's Lotus Trap was activated. Opponent at least did it correctly here. Instead of using it on another unit, they just used it on their Jhin. So they just used it on their Jhin so that it wouldn't... The moral support... Yeah, I think I like the moral support. It will go like this. They used it on the Jhin himself. That way they wouldn't lose another unit. That's a smart way to do it, right? The problem that the opponent has is that I'm still at freaking 15 HP, right? We block here, take 3 damage. We block the Annie with the Badger Bear. We block the Saboteur with the Broadwind. We block the Tivers with the Shen. And the opponent's going to be left with just Annie and Sunhawk. We play... It's going to depend on what I draw, I guess. My play... Okay, actually, this goes up to 9, 10 because of the Saboteur. I forgot about that. We'll go like this, go like this. Actually, it's probably better for me to block here, right? Yeah, it's probably better for me to block here instead of blocking the Annie. Because this is just lethal on the open. But we have 3 units, and opponent only has 1 unit to block with, right? So by getting rid of the Sunhawk ends up being better for us. We have this like opponent. I guess that kind of sucks there. Whatever. They can only have 1 fervor, right? They cannot have 2 fervors because they only have 1 unit to target with fervor. So they cannot kill us, and we have the form up to protect one of these units. I didn't realize that this one didn't have challenger. It would have been a lot better if we could challenge with this one, right? It would have been a lot better if we could challenge with this one. So yeah, so then we go like this. And that should be game. And there we go. Yeah, that single combo that we drew from the Seinen completely clutched out the game. Because that Jhin was going to do a lot of freaking damage. There's still that misplay that I made, no open attack with the Broadwind to kill the Annie. A little bit of an oopsie there. It would have allowed me to just be in a better position without the Annie had gotten the level off. So GG's. In this match, we're going against Teemo and Yuumi. So elusives. We do have Badger Bear. Do I need Jarvan? I think your Badger Bear is more important, right? We need the challengers and the Badger Bear. The Spear's Refuge is not bad either. Like, we need ways to stop their elusives. They do have Skip, so I want to... Hopefully I get to play this Badger Bear before Skip comes down. Otherwise, that's going to be a little bit annoying. Maybe we just pass to reduce the chances of Skip hitting the Badger Bear. Like, maybe we don't need to play this Caretaker. Because the Caretaker is not doing anything right now. I mean, the 1 damage is whatever. I want to reduce the chances of Skip hitting Badger Bear. It's going to hit the Broadwind instead. Yep. So it's going to hit the Broadwind instead. Let's play the first Caretaker. If the opponent gets Yuumi on the Skip, that's going to be annoying. Let's go here. That's a great draw. That's a great draw. This is like, this is gonna be very tough for the opponent to decide, right? They don't go for the Yuumi. We just kill it right now. I think we just kill it right now. I honestly think we just kill it right now. And get our Broadwind back. Because the Broadwind is going to be so good at also just punishing them, right? We have blockers for the Bell Ringers. We can play Broadwind and have access to form up. Opponent gets 2 Chimes. Another Challenger. Wish I had Jarvan though. Or Shen. Jarvan would be really good if the opponent gets like a big Yuumi. Acorn. Let's go here. So one Shine hit the Acorn, and the other Shine hit the Yuumi. Ay. So here's the problem for the opponent. We just block this. The downside here is that the opponent gets the Yuumi right back, and we're not able to actually kill that Yuumi. So maybe it was actually better for us to leave that Yuumi there. Yeah, we'll go like this for now, and at least just kind of start lowering down that Yuumi value. We should have played this Caretaker first, but I don't think it matters. Actually, let's play it now. Let's make sure that we start buffing these girls up. Yeah, we should have played her first and then gone like this. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go like this. And just start like softening up the Yuumi in case that we get another single combat. This is gonna be a good Spirit's Refuge. Okay, never mind. Not Spirit's Refuge for us. You want to take the Spirit's Refuge every time. You want to take the Spirit's Refuge every single time. I guess we can try to kill the Skip. This is getting dicey. This is getting dicey actually. We can also go Explorer's Blunder. It's gonna save us more damage over the long run because he can get rid of the Teemo Elusive. So this can get rid of the Elusive for Teemo. I think opponent's just looking to burn us out at this point though. Yeah, I think opponent's just saying, I'm gonna burn you, right? Opponent's telling us here, I'm just gonna burn you and... Okay, well, the single combat kind of changes things now. Let's go here and just keep this Broadwind alive right now.
Heavy burdens.
We can pull the Skip and get our Spirit's Refuge. Whatever the opponent puts the thing here is that if the opponent has... If the opponent has a buff or has a second Teemo, they can save that Teemo, right? So they can actually save that Teemo with a Puff Cap, or if they have like the Bando City 2-mana buff, right? They're just gonna go ahead and kill this blowback, this Pioneer, right? The problem for the opponent is that I'm not going after Teemo.
Enforced equilibrium.
Like I'm going after Skip. I want that health. Because with single combat and Spirit's Refuge, I can just get... If I get this health back, I'm okay. They should have no way to save this Skip. So they should have no way to save this Skip, right? We put the Explorer's Blunder on the Teemo. Or we could legitimately just go Spirit's Refuge single combat right now. And just heal up for... I guess it's gonna be 11. Is there any punish to that? Is there any punish to that? Blowback is not enough. Opponent has only drawn 0 cards here, so they can now have the Divine Whirlwind. There's no punish to this. They can't self-sacrifice that Teemo. There's also the consideration that we can just wait though. But I think waiting is worse. I think waiting is worse. I think we just go for it and just single combat. There's no way for the opponent to self-sacrifice that Teemo. We go up to 16. We even have the Explorer Blunder to put it on the clock lane if the opponent puts the Yuumi on the clock lane. Yep. So we go like this. So then the opponent can put that Yuumi on the clock lane and we just go Explorer's Blunder and we should be okay. We just go like this. And they don't get elusive next turn either. So this clock lane is just kind of there, doing nothing. Now, I need to win the game next turn though, right? I need to kind of just win the game next turn. Opponent has enough ways to stop my caretakers, but they need to have the cards in their hand to do that. Let's not show them what the last card in our hand is. Okay, they use double Mystic right there. I don't want to show them what this card is. Kind of sucks, right? Like, I feel like we might have used Explorer's Blunder too early. Because now the opponent can just get the value right back. Is there any reason for me to play this Kinker Student right now? I guess if I get like a Shen Bow, it would have been better to do it that way. I mean, we will push a lot of damage here. I can force them to actually have to block with the clock lane. I'm still at the mercy now of getting like a single combat, because this is going to be 8 damage that the opponent is throwing at us. So this is going to be 8 damage that the opponent is throwing at us. So I'm still at the mercy of getting an answer. This is going to be exactly 12. So if the opponent doesn't have another removal, they have to block here, right? Yeah, so the opponent has to block here. So if they don't have another spell... Actually, even if they do, they have to just block now. They have to have a buff here. They have to have a buff, and they found the buff, so they have the Heroic Refrain. So we lose the Broadwind. It's a top deck war now. This is going to be 10 damage. Opponent could technically find the burn, but they have used a lot of burn. No, this is going to be 8 damage, sorry, because the Heroic Refrain goes away. And there's our Jarvan. There's our Jarvan. We're gonna just play Jarvan now because he gives us access to the Cataclysm next turn. So this is gonna be 10 damage. Opponent only has 1 draw. Opponent only has 1 draw. That they could get the draw card out of that. If we open attack, can they stop this Protector? What's the punish here? So if they have the 4 mana draw, the Janus spell, they get 2 more cards. Still, unless it has to be exactly Divine Whirlwind and Mystic Shot, or Divine Whirlwind into second blowback. They have already used double Mystic and have used 1 blowback. Actually, they have used 2 blowbacks. So, yeah, if they get the Out of the Storm, right? If it's Out of the Storm... So we get rid of... Actually, I should have gone after the Kelp Maidens, by the way. Because this lets them just replay Yuumi. Yeah, I should have gone after the Kelp Maidens. So I got a little bit greedy here. Because they can just replay Yuumi here as an additional blocker. Not like it matters, though. This is lethal. This is lethal. I guess the Shen is not going to be lethal. So this could actually matter. Yeah, so they get to actually replay the Yuumi here. So they get to replay the Yuumi and they can block everywhere. I threw the game. I needed to go after the Kill Maidens. He also would have kept the Jarvan alive and given them 1 less blocker. So like I actually just threw here. Yeah, I mean if the opponent gets the burn, they get the burn, right? I need to get rid of the elusive, so I just threw the game there. I clicked too fast. I was so focused on always targeting the Yuumi unit that I should have just gone after the Kill Maidens. And they actually did get the Divine Whirlwind. There's so much answers that they could have here, so many good top decks. We have 10 puff caps. So the good thing is here is that if they're gonna... Yeah, so now we just lose to any burn, right? Blowback, Mystic, Divine Whirlwind. Okay, well... A little bit of a lucky factor here, but we're still losing to a top... We're still losing to a burn top deck. So we're still losing to a burn top deck. And I have no one else to blame but myself for that, right? I have no one else to blame but myself for that. So blowback, Divine Whirlwind, Mystic. I didn't get punished. I didn't get punished. But this is an example of what I mean when I say that sometimes I play too fast. If I just slow down there and just target the right unit, there's nothing that the opponent could have done to prevent the lethal on that previous turn. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Deep. Would this actually be a problem? This is like a very old matchup, right? So it's kind of weird. It's like, what if I don't even care about the Badger Bear, right? Like, I feel like I just want to see my... Like, there's nothing that I really need a Badger Bear for. I want to see, like, this. Jarvan, Kinku Student, like, single combat. Like, this is a much better hand for us to kind of aggro them down. Now, the opponent potentially has access to Soul Harvest, so I kind of feel a little bit scared about playing Shen. Until I have, like, a form-up. Watery Grave and Undergrowth. Okay, so the opponent's playing Watery Grave. We know that now, right? Yeah, no form-up. No form-up is a little bit scary when I play this Shen down. Very, very scary. A second Watery Grave? That's good for us. So that's 2 Watery Graves gone. And 2 Undergrowth as well. If the opponent plays... We also saw a Sea Scarab gone, right? Yeah. I'm still scared about this Shen. Putting it into danger. And it's like the opponent knows.
2 worlds, 1 balance.
It's like the opponent knows that they can just like Soul Harvest this Shen. Probably have to still play the Shen, right? Probably still have to just play this Shen, give everything here barrier, and just go for it that way. Yeah, I don't think I have a choice. I guess I could just go Bright Steel Protector. Yeah, let's just go like this. Let's just go like this.
Master, I am ready for my next.
Opponent has to kill this Shen right now, whether it's a Vengeance or a Soul Harvest. And they'll know that I won't have access to the form-up, right? But I mean, I put myself in a position where the opponent has to consider the form-up. This is gonna be a decent attack. The crazy thing is that we don't really kill the Maokai if the opponent play. Okay, well, so that's not a Vengeance at least. It's not a Vengeance. Okay, so we just go ahead and kill the Sea Scarab, right? Yeah, we always kill the Sea Scarab. Kind of slow down the opponent a little bit. I'm not opposed to going single combat after. I don't think I'd do it right now. You know, like you could do it right now because he lets you... Okay, that's the 3rd Sea Scarab, so we got to see all 3 Sea Scarabs down. You could do it now so that you level up the Shen, but I didn't want to give him that extra toss. And now we can just go like this and still pop it. We can level up the Shen next turn and be able to play around the Soul Harvest by just playing this Bright Steel. Or even playing the Spirit's Refuge. Actually, the Spirit's Refuge lets me play around the Soul Harvest at burst speed. And then we have the Jarvan that's going to be leveled up. So opponent gets the Jettison. They could have another Devour is what I'm guessing that they're going for here. And they're going to go for another Devour, right? We can go like this.
My father's blade. Our wills
And then
align.
single combat the fish. Yeah, let's do it like this. I should have yeah, let's just go like this, get a full health heal. Opponent gets another unit here, unfortunately for us. Do I want to play this Bright Steel Protector right now? Probably not, right? I just go for the Jarvan and just call it. Depending on what they get here, it's gonna get punished by Jarvan anyways. Okay, yeah, so we get to kill that. No, I guess he doesn't die to Jarvan, but I know he will die to Jarvan because the Jarvan gets access to Jarvan gets access to the buff from Shen, right? So we just go like this. Opponent has a lot of damage that I need to block here. The problem is that opponent just needs to play Nautilus, and if they have another Devour, that's going to be a problem. If they have a Vengeance, They went after the Jarvan instead of the... I mean, they went after the Shen instead of the Jarvan. I don't know that I like that for them.
Then we fight again.
Interesting. This Maokai is about to level up as well. I need to be careful there. Maybe I need to be scared of Ruination. Maybe that's why I don't develop this, right? Maybe scared of Ruination, so let's not develop the Caretaker. Okay, that's not a Ruination.
All will drown.
That is not a Ruination, huh? Kinda sucks though. Because I'm gonna just lose the Jarvan here if the opponent has another Devour. Can't stop it, right? Cannot stop it. All I can do is go like this. At least the opponent cannot really attack. I think we go for it, right? I think we just go for it and just kill their blocker. Opponent could have a way to pop this Caretaker here. They don't. Cool. And let's just go here. This is already big enough, so I don't think we need to make it any bigger. We're just gonna pull the Nautilus with this guy. Yeah, we just go like this. And this should be enough. This is 8 salvage. Opponent could have a Nautilus to stop this, but that's 4 mana. Yeah, this shouldn't have enough. We were able to just aggro them down. I think opponent should have just killed the Jarvan, right? With the Vengeance. It's a little bit odd that they went after the Shen. So he ended up kind of working after us. They ended up having the Devour as well to kind of follow up though on the Jarvan kill. But it gave us like if you were gonna do for the Devour anyways, you should have Vengeance the Jarvan so I wouldn't get the free Cataclysm, right? I wouldn't get the free Cataclysm. I guess opponent was scared of taking that extra 4 damage, right? Because the Shen wasn't blocked by anybody while Jarvan was blocked by their unit. But taking that extra 4 damage is worth it if it means that you get to keep an additional blocker. One that is like literally like a fearsome unit that's going to make all my units a little bit smaller. Like they could have actually potentially won with that unit. You know, if they Vengeance the Jarvan. So yeah. But anyways, GG's. You can see what Shen Jarvan can do even against this off-meta matchups. So in this matchup, we're gonna get Teemo and Caitlyn. So Puff Caps, huh? We have Badger Bear, we have Broadwind. I kinda like the form up as a way to protect my units against the opponent's like Mystic Shots or the Flash Bomb. Flash Bombs. Yeah, the Flash Bombs. I thought it was called something else for a second. Yeah, we get your team on turn 1. That's cute. We go Broadwind form up in case that the opponent has a health buff. That's our Badger Bear. Maybe we actually go. Maybe we actually go Broadwind Badger Bear. Just in the off chance that the opponent has like double protection spells, right? So just in the off chance that the opponent has double protection spell, I think I'd rather have the Badger Bear to defend against the second Teemo.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
So let's say the opponent has, yeah, I think I always go for the Teemo anyways. If the opponent has a Sky Splitter, they save the Teemo. My Broadwind goes to 1 HP, but then the Teemo still cannot attack, right? He probably, I do need to kill this Peddler sooner or later. But that's where the second Broadwind will come in. We don't have Shen. We don't have Shen yet. Insider knowledge. Okay, maybe we get Shen. Opponent must have like a really break hand. For the opponent to do that, it tells me that they have a really break hand. I'm gonna just go second Broadwind and go Screeching Dragon next turn. And just have all these challengers that the opponent would not be able to do anything about. Yeah, so we go Screeching Dragon. And again, the opponent has a hard time here because they're gonna either lose the Peddler. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. Now, this can get frozen, right? This could get frozen, but it has to be a Harsh Winds. It has to be a Harshwinds. I'm not ready to sacrifice my Broadwinds just yet. That's why I didn't want to pull with the Broadwind. And the Broadwind attack gets punished by an Elixir of Iron or Sky Splitter. This does get punished by an Elixir of Iron, but I'm going to force the opponent to have something else. I want you to give me the Harshwinds. I want you to give me the Harshwinds right now. Because if they use the Harshwinds now, it's better for us. I mean, it's not a Harshwinds, but we take a Sky Splitter out of their hand. And we still have a second form up. We're going to have a second Badger Bear. The Jarvan still gets to 2 out of 3 from this attack. So I think we're like in the driver's seat right now, right? Especially with the opponent actually drawing us our cards. They're just desperate to get an answer. So the single combat is also great. We're going to have a pretty big attack next turn. How do we do this though? I'm definitely gonna play Jarvan next turn, right? So it's gonna be Jarvan next turn. So we probably want to keep all our mana this turn. Maybe I want to kill one of those Badger Bears right now. Sorry, one of those Peddlers right now. That might be worth it. So let's go for Caretaker.
I am one with the land.
That way we have access to single combat plus form up if we want to. I want to see if the opponent taps out of anything else. I like this single combo right here. I guess actually, let's just go ahead and do it on this one. That way the Sky Splitter, it has to be exactly Sky Splitter to save this. And it gets punished by the second form up. Do you also have another Elixir of Iron? They could have another Elixir of Iron. It's entirely possible. Alright, they have a second Elixir of Iron. Opponent just has all the answers, right? So that's why they've been drawing so much, because they just have a really bricky hand, right? So here we're just gonna go Jarvan. Spear's Refuge is kind of nice. Okay. So. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose this Screeching Dragon. I think we go like this and let Jarvan take care of this Peddler. Yeah, we go like this. If opponent has a Harshwinds, they cannot save. Like, they have to do the Harshwinds on this cards right here. Technically, by playing the Jarvan here, I guess now I get punished by a Brutal Steel. I'm playing around the Harshwinds. By doing it like this, I'm playing around the Harshwinds. Because if I pull with the Screeching Dragon, I guess the opponent could still Harshwinds the Jarvan, but then we also lose the Screeching Dragon. This way, if they Harshwinds the Jarvan and the Screeching Dragon and they have like Brutal Steel, we still keep the Jarvan alive, which is enough to level up the Jarvan and give us access to the Jarvan spells, right? Opponent actually choosing to keep the Peddler dead, so they're gonna lose both Peddlers here. We are 36 puff caps and 14 health, so it's not like we're completely safe, but we do have a blocker for the elusive, and we have this Jarvan, right, to kind of get us there. Even if the opponent has a Caitlyn, we have the challengers to put Caitlyn all the way to the right, which should put us in a decent position. The opponent's only chance here is Karina, but Karina is not enough to win in the game. This is 7 mana here, so we can go 7 and still have enough for another 4, which I think probably just gonna go for a second Badger Bear just to be safe. Yeah, so this doesn't matter to me, right? Let's just go second Badger Bear to make sure that even if the opponent has a Mystic Shot, we still block that Teemo. There's the Karina. Opponent triggers the Karina. 7? Oh, 7 is not nothing, by the way. 7 is not nothing. Let's go here. No. Okay, so they can self-Mystic that, right? So the only way for them to stop this here is for them to have exactly a Flash Freeze. If they do a self-Mystic, it won't. Yeah. This is also the only hope. We drew 7 out of the top 5 cards. There's no way all 7 are in the top 2 cards, right? Surely they're not in the top 2 cards. Okay, it was only 2. We still have 5 puff caps in the next 3 cards, right? But this takes me back up to 12, and then we just open attack for the win next turn. So that should be enough. That should be enough. Yeah. So there you go. The Spirit's Refuge coming in close for us. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed those games of Shen Jarvan. You can kind of see the power of this deck. Honestly, the 4 games that you saw today are all the 4 games that I played. And I just got straight wins all 4 games. So I was like, well, that's the video, right? A little bit slappy in some games. You saw us kind of making a couple misplays there, you know, but it wouldn't be a Sirturmund video if you didn't have any misplays, right? You guys don't watch me for perfect plays, right? You guys watch me to kind of learn with me. So, hey. But yeah, I mean, I just need to play a little bit cleaner. I need to play a little bit cleaner, a little bit slower, especially when we have the Runeterra Open happening tomorrow. I just need to take my time and play it slow, right? Play it slow. But anyways, let's talk about the deck itself. So, very fun deck. Glad to see this Shen Jarvan coming back. I think actually it's probably one of the... It's been a while since Shen Jarvan was very well positioned in the meta. And this is one of those metas where he actually feels really, really, really solid, right? So, in terms of mulligan, right? I think both your champions are really, really important. But especially more Shen. So a lot of times I'm willing to hard mulligan for Shen, right? So the things that you want to hard mulligan for are going to be Shen and Broadwind. Of course, if you're going against elusives, then you want to see your Badger Bear, right? But Shen, Broadwind, and Badger Bear and Jarvan as your second priority are the things that you want to target when you try to mulligan with this deck, so that you can actually stabilize and get all this value from, especially from having Shen on the field, getting the value with the barrier, especially combination with your challengers. So that's kind of my tips when it comes to the mulligan. In terms of how you're going to approach the game, right, it's going to really be in a matchup dependent basis. But for the most part, your Broadwind on turn 2 puts a lot of pressure into almost every opponent. Like, if you're going against scouts, now this is a way that can kill Misfortune. If you're going against elusives, this is a way that can challenge their elusives, etc., etc. Even against deep, it's a way to challenge their Sea Scarab. So the Broadwind is one of the key cards that you want to play early on. Even if you don't have the broad window, you can go ahead and develop the Kinkus Student, for example. That's also a really good unit against midrange decks because he gets that free barrier, making him a really good blocker against those midrange decks that want to be able to attack. It's a little bit worse into Misfortune, obviously, because the Misfortune still can pop the barrier. But if you're able to get rid of the Misfortune, then it's really hard for those scouts players to actually be able to kill your Kinkus Student, because he'll just get a barrier for free anytime you put a barrier somewhere else. So Broadwind and Kinkus Student to start with these early units, and then kind of from there you want to start working towards your Shen or your Badger Bear or Screeching Dragon, so that you can start getting some value tracing to the opponent. And then as you get to turn 6, 7, that's when you want to go for your Jarvan. Hopefully have your Jarvan close to level up, kind of pull some of the units away from the opponent, some of the key units. In the meantime, during that whole time, you just have all these spells that can be really powerful, like just blowing out the opponents if they don't play around them. And it is a mid-range deck at the end, so the idea is that you're taking all these favorable trades, slowly whittling down the board until you can set up for these big attacks where you have Shen, you have a big Caretaker, you can have a Jarvan, you know, and just push a lot of damage to the opponent that way. Even better if you have the Sacred Protector to like give your stuff double attack and barrier. It becomes pretty ridiculous, as opponents will not be able to really survive all that pressure that you can put into it. So yeah, that's going to be it in terms of mulligan and strategy. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also join our channel and become a member. It's another way to support us. You can choose between Gladiator or Champion tier, each one giving you different perks and benefits additional to just the regular videos that you see every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We're trying to stream at least once a week. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. And good luck in the Runeterra Open.